What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob here. Well, if no one got the new update on what's going on with NGC, I'm going to try to explain it the best I can to you guys. So, NGC is coming out with a new grading system, similar to like comic books and baseball cards and things of that sort, right? It's going to be a 10-point system. And how the 10-point system works, there was a couple people that asked me through email, how is 10 points going to work? How are you going to know out of just 10 points? I said, well, it doesn't work that way. Well, the old system has 70 points. I said, no, it has more like 30 points. It doesn't have 70-point system. I said, this will actually have 100 points. They said, well, I don't understand. So I'm going to break it down to everybody so that they understand. The new system will be NGCX. It's for modern coins, from 1982 to present day. So I'm going to try to explain it real quick for you guys. So on a 10-point scale, this is how it works. Of course, the lowest you'll have is a 1. And then you go 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, blah, 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 all the way up to a 10. So you have 100 increments. Now, people say, well, how do you know that? I said, well, it becomes more difficult when you're doing a system, whether it's mint, state, or proof, it doesn't matter. This will key into both. Whether it's, mint, state, or proof. It's harder to do this system, believe it or not, than it is to do the old system of 70. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the graders got to really know the coins and what signifies a 1.3 versus a 1.4 versus a 1.7 versus a 9.1 or a 9.5. They'll have to actually break down every segment of the coin. So the wholeness of the coin will determine a point scale. And I'm sure that they're going to have something maybe for color, the color of the coin, the brightness of the coin, how well the luster flows through. And I'm sure you're still going to have, your deep cameos, your brilliance, and you'll still have those significations on your coins. It's just going to be a little more difficult, I believe. They're pushing the limit here, which I think is a good thing. Because in the past, when you look in, if you look in your red book, let me turn to a page here real quick. Let me show you something. Everybody knows I love Morgan, so I'll kind of show you here. Let me turn a couple pages. So, when you're looking at the Morgan page, right? I don't know if you guys have a master book, but this is a mega red book. You could see the difference between a fine 15 and a VG8, right? But when you're looking at a very good 8, I've seen very good 8s that actually fall into the next category, which would be fine. But they still graded it, a very good. So, because there's only so many increments in each segment of grading, there's not enough variance, What you can do, a plus, a plus plus, a plus plus plus, until you get to the next grade. I mean, so when you really think about it, I know a lot of people don't like change, but I always ask myself, why don't they have a 100-point scale? I just don't understand it. Because if you have 100 points, 10 points means that thing is absolutely perfect. If there's one little nick somewhere, okay, give it a 9.9. If there's two nicks, a 9.8. Whatever the case may be. Maybe you'll get a bump for color or something. But in interim to all of this, it does make sense for modern coins. And here's my reason. Your modern coins are pretty nice, right? So, unless they're circulated and you're getting them from the mint or you're getting them from the dealer or whatever, okay, they're pretty nice coins, but they might have variations to them. Now, unless there's something, a repunched mint mark or something of that sort, that's in a whole different category itself. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about errors. What I'm talking about is when the mint makes them, right? When they press them, and they're coming to the consumer, however they're coming, packaged right from the mint. If you're buying right from the mint's website, or you're getting them from the bank, from rolls, or whatever. Some of them coins are going to be a lot better than others, but the variation can only be, like I was saying, 1 point. So I think that the system will definitely work a lot better for modern coins. I think it'll be easier for people to understand it, believe it or not. I do think it'll be easier for people to understand it once the fullness of it comes out. This is going to be something new. I know some people don't like new. They don't like change. Why? Because they don't want to learn. Well, here's the thing about coin collecting. You should always be learning. That's the thing about coin collecting. You should always be learning. And testing yourself, Always try to figure out as much as you can about the things that you collect. Not just coins. Could be comic books, could be baseballs, could be bats. It could be, motorcycles. It could be cans, whatever it is. Because there can be all kinds of grading for all kinds of things. You could be collecting buttons. And there could be different grades of buttons. I mean, the sky's the limit for collecting. But when it comes to coins, the one thing that I do know is over the years I have seen two coins that were graded the same grade, but one looked absolutely better than the other, without question. And I believe that in the point scale, it will also help to regulate a price better for modern coins. So, if you're at 50% for something, then it shouldn't be, as much, worth as much as, something that's a 9.5 or a 9.8. You're paying for perfection. The better it is, the more you're going to pay. And so people can actually start collecting at different levels now. You'll have 100 different levels to collect at. And what I mean by that is there's some people that just collect poor coins. So all of their collection, no matter what it is, whether it's half dollars, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, Morgans, whatever it may be, they might only collect poor. Now, their reason for collecting poor might not be because of how much they cost. Because there's some coins in poor condition that fetch a lot of money. I mean, some of them are very hard to find at a poor level. I know that might sound crazy, but some of them fetch a lot of money at a lower level. So don't always think because something isn't the highest grade that it can't fetch a great price, because that's not true. Thus, Morgans. So, whoever the person is that's collecting can say, okay, well, they might have two reasons. They might say, okay, I don't want the best, but I don't want the worst. I want to go somewhere in the middle. So they can say, okay, I want to collect a level 4, or I want to collect a level 5 or a 6, or whichever level they want. And then they stick to that level. There's people that do that. And then there's people like myself, which I don't really particularly buy a grade. I buy the coin. I like the coin. There's something about the coin that I like. And it isn't about the price. Price isn't, if I like something, then I'll save to buy it or figure a way of buying it. That's how it is with me. I don't go by what other people think. That's the way other people think. Okay, just because somebody writes a book and has a grading system, absolutely wonderful. I'm glad they have it. But no one should tell you the grade that you want to collect. Because everybody's eyes are different. Everybody's emotions are different. And there is emotions involved in coin collecting. If you ever coin hunted before, and I'm sure a lot of people who get into coin collecting, you find a silver dime and you change, or a silver quarter and you change. Man, it makes you feel good. Wow, I found something worth something. Right? It's worth more than the average quarter. Well, in most cases. It kind of gives you that spark of interest, right? So, it comes in the same sense as having a different grading system. Do I think that it'll work for everybody? No. Do I think that they should give everybody the option of, the standard scale that we go by right now in coin collecting, or this scale? Yes, I think that they should. Now, is that going to interrupt people like myself who collect mostly older coins? No, it's not going to have anything to do with it. Unless they ask us, hey, would you like to have your older coins graded in the same system? I think that should be an option. And my reason for that is we can get a lot closer to what is the actual grade and where does it really fall on a scale of 1 to 10 when grading. And I think it'll be a great option. So we'll see what happens. So like I tell a lot of people, before you start nixing it and don't want it and throw your arms up and, stop protesting down the street about them coming out with a new grading system, think about it for a little bit, because you might have many coins that probably would be worth more on this grading system, the new grading system by NGC, than they would be on the old system. So, I don't know. I'm sure that it'll work for some and it won't work for others. But it's nice to know that there's something new coming out in the coin collecting world. We needed some freshness. And I think that this might bring, a spark of interest to those who maybe wouldn't collect before. And it'll give people, like I said, 100 different levels, to collect that. So, I think it'll be okay. We'll see. So, that's a little bit of my information. I'm going to stop rambling on. I hope that I helped some people to better understand the system and how it's going to work. And, hey, maybe it'll work for you and maybe it won't. But you know what? Can't knock a guy for trying to bring something good into the system and think outside the box. That's what makes coin collecting fun. All right, guys. Well, take care. God bless. This is Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you.